Hey everybody, Dan with What's Going On in Philly. If you're watching this, you're wondering what is going on, what is there to do, what can I do about it? Well, hopefully I'm going to dive into all those things and answer all those questions for you. At places just like this is FDR Park. This is a hidden little gem in Philadelphia. One I love, mainly because no matter what the day is, there's always someone here either enjoying their time or creating. From skaters to photographers to even celebrities stopping by and just hanging out and spending their time under 95. Some would call us internet trolls. It's crazy to think that like little places like this exist. And I understand it's super hard to find it. So that's what we're going around and doing. We're going around and finding all the awesome spots that exist in Philadelphia. So come join us on the adventure and stay tuned, Philadelphia. We're just getting started. So I'm here at FDR Park with Bam Margera. Welcome. What is it like to visit like a local area to where you grew up and like meet fans and get to skate with people and be out in the community?
I love FDR. For a while, I spent a lot of time in the Florida Shuffle in Florida. If you don't know what that is, it's a bunch of treatment centers.
Okay.
And then I was in California a lot. But I grew up at FDR when they had their first pyramid and ledge. That's all that there was here in about 1996. I was 16 years old. From there, we found out that the city of Philadelphia doesn't care what we do down here. If we're pouring concrete, it just makes the bridge more solid.
Right.
So as long as we cough up our own cash, we can build whatever we want. And it has actually become this skateboard mecca where people come from all over the world to skate because it's so unique.
And it is cool to see that like everything, just like you were saying, has been built by the skaters themselves. The city of Philadelphia didn't come in here and design nothing. Everything you see, and it's funny you say from 1996, if you belong to the page like FDR Skate Park, somebody just posted a Super 8 film of like what this place looked like back in the 96. And it's crazy to see the dramatic difference. What is your favorite part?
My favorite part, where everybody drops in at, it just goes up and down. You can do nice flat bank tricks on, but I used to love the volcano. Now at the age of 44, it's 13 feet high. It's a bit steep for me. So some of the tricks that I used to be able to do, I'm gonna have to rework. Luckily, my wife is a stretch coach, so we stretch an hour a day and my legs are almost back to being 20 again. But there's been so much stuff to go down here. We've actually had like an X Games event here. Every pro in the world has come here, and the tricks that have gone down have been incredible. And we need skaters to build skate ramps because, for instance, in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, they coughed up $500,000 to do a skate park.
In
Lancaster. So they go, well, skaters like to skate pools, so let's build them a pool. It's a square Olympic-sized pool with no transitions. We're like, you might as well fill water in it and go swimming. We're like, well, I thought you like pools. Yeah, with transition.
See, they should have hired skaters like you to come in and design it.
Exactly.
They hired a bunch of architects.
And it's what people don't know is when you build something unique like this, you have everybody from all over the place coming here. Most skate parks and townships, they build their standard quarter pipe with their standard pyramid with their standard ledge. Why would I travel outside of the town that I'm already in when the same thing's over there? You got to build something unique.
That is true.
Yeah.
And speaking on that, you have your own skate park at your house, right? So why come to something like this? What brings you?
Because if it wasn't for this place, I never would have become professional. I never would have got sponsored by Nike. I never would have got sponsored by Element, and I would never have learned the tricks that I have if it wasn't for this place. And does Castle Bam have an indoor and outdoor park? Yes, it does. But and it's very fun to skate. But the uniqueness and the locals of the Hessians and Daggers of Philadelphia FDR Skate Park, you can't beat the motivation when people are trying to motivate each other to land something difficult.
Okay. So any life advice for anybody out there that's watching and thinking about coming to FDR Park, thinking about skating, and like just trying to follow in your footsteps. You've made, and I spoke to Head about it earlier, you've turned an entire generation onto not only skating, but I wouldn't have cameras if it weren't for people like you going out and recording their life adventures and what gets them out of the house and what makes them enjoy life.
Well, I had a true alcohol problem for a very long time. And when I was skating down the street, some jock was like, skate or die, dude. And I stopped, I said, skate. I'd rather skate. Because if I don't skate, I'll die, because the boredom will get me back to drinking. From drinking comes all the other stuff. So skate or die. Skate. I'd rather skate.
Idle Heinz or the devil's work for sure. That's cool. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. You're the man.
Thank you.
Keep it awesome.
Yeah.
Legendary Bam Margera, man. So we're out here at FDR Park with Paulie and Marley, and they are local skaters here. How long have you been skating here? Because some of the footage we got of you doing your thing, that was crazy. I don't see like first timers coming and dropping in like that.
Yeah, I'd say it's been about. First time I came here, I was 12. Now I'm 19, so 7 years.
Okay, and you're from South Jersey, you said, right?
Yeah.
So like, how is it worth the commute? Like, what is it, like 50 miles, 30 miles to get here?
I think around 55. It's totally worth the commute.
Okay.
Totally worth it.
And like, what makes this place worth it to come to a place like this? Compared to like, I'm sure there's other skate parks close to where you live, right?
Yeah. The difference here is the wonderland of the park, of course, and the people.
Okay.
People are very beautiful that you come across, and very open arms most of the time.
Okay. What was your first experience like? Like when you came here and you met people? Like, what was that like for you? Like the first time you ever came here?
I would say I was pretty intimidated until words were spoken and shared.
Okay.
And after that, it was very comforting in a way.
Now, by words were spoken and shared, what do you mean? Like, I noticed, like, when you completed a trick, like, they slapped the boards on the ground. Like, you congratulated each other. How did you overcome that intimidation on the first time you came here? What was said to you?
Very motivating things, to say the least.
Okay.
Anytime you land something or you're just trying something, you're putting yourself out there, people will be stoked for you and hype you up and get you motivated to try more.
Amen. And that's kind of rare to see. Like, when you go outside of communities like this, it's not like that. Like, even in the workplace, they're like, you gotta do you, and I gotta do me, and you just do you over there, you know?
Exactly.
So, like, and places like FDR and, like, I don't know if you know Graffiti Park and, like, Love Park and Haynes Park, it's kind of like communities. Like, every time you go there, you kind of see familiar faces, and like everybody's kind of embracing one another, trying something new, and that's awesome to see. Do you come here often?
As much as I can, yeah.
Okay.
Every week, to say the least.
That's good. And like today, we saw Bam Margera. Do you often see like celebrities like?
At times, yeah. I've met a couple pro skaters here.
Okay.
It's a big spot. It's the world's biggest DIY skate park, and a lot of people make their way out here to say what's up and check it all out.
I didn't know it was. I knew it was a DIY skate park. I didn't know. I guess it is pretty fucking massive.
World's largest, baby.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, like, out of all the skaters, have you ever seen like your idol here? Like growing up, you skated young, right? 12. So, like, I'm sure you have a couple, right?
I've seen a couple. When they had a Rip Ride rally here, there was a lot of pros that showed out. Eric Minkowski, Chris Russell, to name a couple of them. Man, there was a lot. There was a lot of inspiration.
What was it like riding on the same day as like some of your idols growing up? Like getting to see them ride where you ride every week and being part of that community. What is that feeling like? Like there's a lot of people that watching this that they don't experience this. This is like a rare thing. Like a lot of people in Philly don't know about things like this.
They got to get out and try something new and put themselves out there and feel the air, to say the least.
Amen. Amen. Couldn't have said it better. Do you skate?
I do, yeah.
Okay. What is your guys' favorite line here? Like portion, like there's a half pipe, there's a half bowl, there's like a whole swimming pool like right here.
I like the pentagram bowl in the back.
Okay.
It's a pretty gnarly bowl. It's
Okay.
pretty intimidating to say the least, but
And that's
it's
the
fun.
huge half pipe.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big bowl in the back. It's
Okay.
Big
massive.
fish bowl.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Huge.
okay. Now, what is the, like, how do you hit something like that? It is, you just kind of like a death bowl with the motorcycles, like they're going around in circles?
Essentially.
That's it, yeah.
What about your favorite line, Paulie?
I really like this extension over here. The one that I was trying before, the pentagram bowl is really awesome.
Okay.
Bunker wall, the revolution pocket, all of it.
Now, the trick, we got footage of you doing. Like, is there a name for that trick? Like,
I would say an ollie-oop, front side back boneless.
okay.
It's pretty gnarly.
And you gotta be like, that sounded like a whole nother language
Yeah,
to me.
it's pretty gnarly.
That's true.
If you don't know, like, skateboarding, it's like, whoop,
Yeah, right over your head.
Yeah.
And like that's cool. Like, and that's what makes this such a cool little niche. Is like every little aspect of it, you have to come in and learn from the ground up. You have to come in and scrape your knees and scrape your hands and learn the vocabulary and meet everybody. And that's what makes life wholesome. You know what I mean? It makes it you want to get out of bed in the morning and go out and be a part. Like, have you ever had like a bad day and be like, I just got to go hit the skate, you know?
Oh, all the
This
time.
morning. I will say that was this morning.
There you go. And like, look at you guys now. You're on camera. You're smiling. You're having a good time.
Glad
That's
to
the
be
little
out.
cheat code, you know.
Yeah.
But like, it's a thing I see our generation shying away from, going out and doing just that. They're very isolated. Everybody kind of sits, and when you have a bad day, that's it. I'm done. I'm chilling on the couch.
Yeah.
No more. You know. And like just filming and seeing the pup playing the puddle. You know, it's heartwarming. All of it.
It's so awesome being out here. And it is a shame seeing the generations coming up get stuck in their own ways and stuck in their heads, and they just need to come outside and put themselves towards something and stop being so crushed by the social construct
Right.
of society going on.
I mean, you look at it, the schools teach it that way. It's such a shame. Like, you get into school and then study. And if you want to become a club, okay, we got football, soccer, we got chess club. You like chess? No skating, no airplanes, no videography. No, you know, it's. But when you go to other countries, like in Russia, like you have a community center. We don't have these in our place, like where you can go and learn something, like a technical high school, but it's in the community, so you can go there for free because you live in that community, and there's people like you guys that are willing to show the ropes of how to skate, and this is what that trick's called, and this is how you combine the tricks, and that's what that's called, and that's something America's lacking, you know, and it's such a shame to see, and I hope your generation and my generation bring that back. You know what I mean? And that's the goal. I hope that like all the people that are stuck behind the screen can at least watch this and say, all right, it's time to go back to life. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you know?
Let's find something to do that we can do with our time and make it worth the while.
Yes, absolutely.
It's hard because social media is so captivating and everyone, and you get caught on the scroll of
Never
it's hard.
ending.
And you're seeing all these people's lives that, you know, are living all these lives, and then you're sitting behind the screen and you're like, well, what about mine? You know? And
Right.
you have to remember your life and remember that you only have one. And you gotta go live it.
Give it a go.
In whatever way that is.
Right? Amen. And like, just like you said, they're scrolling. I'm sure somebody ran across Bam Margera's page today and was like, I wish I could live that life. But he's just like everybody else
Yes.
out here trying new trick after new trick and trying to get it down just like you are.
Delayed. Yeah.
Right. And you don't get to see that unless you get out and live it. And thank you guys for interviewing and welcoming everybody into your community.
Always open
Awesome.
arms.
All right? Stay cool. And if you want to be followed, how can they find you? You have Instagram?
I do.
You can put it in there.
It's up to you.
If you want to give me a follow, it'd be at GNARJERSEY.
Nar Jersey.
What's up, everybody? What's up, Graham?
What's up,
we
dude?
are here at FDR Park, and He's not a local. You're from Arizona, right,
Yeah,
Graham?
no, I've never even been. I've been through Pennsylvania, but I have like a 10-hour layover, and all the airports are shutting down with the
Windows server crash.
Windows server. Yeah, so I was like, gotta go check out FDR. That place is legendary, and it's insane, dude. Like, so everyone's ripping, and yeah, one of the coolest skate parks I've seen in the world for sure.
Okay, and that's not a light statement coming from somebody like you.
Yeah.
Like, you showed me your Instagram. This guy has been all over.
Yeah.
You know.
Traveled a decent bit, yeah.
You know, from petting elephants, you know, and like, and what do you do everywhere you travel? Like, what did you do here today?
Well, like I said, I'm just on a layover for a job out in Boston. Yeah, I was flying FPV drones around some of the skaters.
Okay.
And I grew up skating. I was never like amazing, but I was pretty good. So I know the movements, what they're gonna do next. And I'm like, you know, when you're in that world, that adds another element to the FPV of being able to like slow down when you need to, or like you can tell what direction someone's gonna go on the skateboard. It helps a lot.
Now, do you look for places specifically like this when you're traveling and you're
just like not necessarily, I mean, yeah, sometimes to film, but you know, I think a lot of times they say, you know, a job will like burn out your hobby.
Yes.
So, you know, sometimes I just enjoy not having cameras, and also everyone and their freaking mom has a professional camera in their hand now, so it's like the world is just constantly filming stuff. But you know, when there's people like you actually out here telling stories, it's different. It's just become a little oversaturated, I think, but it is fun to try and push the boundaries of film with like the FPV drones and stuff, because you can get unique things.
Yeah,
So-
and see things that haven't been seen before.
Totally.
Yeah, like I mean, it's much like riding a skate line. You're picking your lines out there,
Right.
and like you were looking for obstacles, dipping out of 95, coming under. You know,
And the worst that I can do, the worst you can do is like break a propeller instead of breaking a tooth.
yeah, absolutely. Well, you could break somebody else's tooth if you weren't careful with
Let's
it.
not. Yeah, we won't put that out there.
Right. Now, how long have you been flying, and adding it to your life? You know.
I started started with snowboard videos way back in the day. So similar trajectory as like skateboarding, kind of like a lot of people get into cameras from skating and snowboarding, surfing, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, drones actually like 12 years now. So way,
Sheesh.
yeah. I
Right
remember,
when they started coming out.
Yeah, and everyone's like, what the heck is that thing? And like, I should have not gone to college and socialized, and I should have just kept pushing the drone stuff back then. If I knew what I knew now, that would have been
A cakewalk.
a smarter business move. But when you're like 20 years old, you want to go party and hang out. And I went to college like basically for a quarter of in-state tuition, so it was practically
totally
free.
worth it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, it's cool. Like, again, filmmaking is awesome. It's brought me all over the world. But I get a little burnt out on this stuff now, because everyone is just like, it's just phones out everywhere, and it's like, to me, and I kind of sound like an old hater at this point a little bit, but it's like, it really does take away from the experience when every single person's on their phone.
Yes.
And then coming from the concert world, it's like, I look at footage from filming with an artist 10 years ago, and everyone's in the moment, and it's just so much different. And now it's like, people are still a lot in the moment, but everyone's got the phone out, and it's like, dang, like you just compare the two side by side, and it's like, whoa, like we're turning into this like Android, like AI. Like AI is fully freaking gonna integrate in with us soon enough, dude.
Yeah.
It's so trippy.
And it, like, I can see it, like, filming myself. I rarely, like, when I see something happen on the screen, I'm like, whoa, did that really just happen? And I look up, and I'm like, what is going on right now?
I also
know?
don't. It doesn't look as cool when you watch it on the screen than in real life. I don't know if you like.
Yes, absolutely.
100%. It's
absolutely.
Like if you have like a static angle, like a tripod, or like pretty close, you can like watch what's going on above it and see it in person. But dude, yeah, when you're like having to be locked on with a regular camera and stuff,
it sucks a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's especially if it's your job, like you can't really complain. Right. Like if you're there to capture it, you know.
Yeah, and you have to get the right, you know.
You gotta get the good shot, and that's what helps you, I guess, stand out in a sea of everyone trying to do that. And I don't blame people for like everyone wanting to be that now. I'm a little indifferent on the whole like everyone needs to vlog and have this like narcissistic personality thing. that's a little bit different in my opinion. But
It's tough. Like, I feel like in order to be recognized, you need like an online persona, and then it's just like, I don't know if you did photography or videography before you did drones, but like, I find
definitely.
that it's like, just like high school, there's niches of kind of people, and like now they're their own boss, so like they get to be however they want to be, and whoever tells them no, they can kind of flip them the bird and be like, I'm gonna just go do it over here, you know.
Totally.
What I mean?
That's,
so like,
freelance life allows that very much so.
right, and like the bigger internet personality you get, you know, the more people almost feed into it, you know.
It's weird, man. Like, I wouldn't even say that I had like a big following or anything, but like back in the day, 10 years ago now probably, like I had blown up on Instagram a little bit, and it was different back then. It wasn't like random people would go viral for every little thing, and everyone wasn't chasing virality all the time, and like, so it was a little bit weird. Like, people would look, like at my college would look at me weird, and like a funny, like, and like take pictures of me and shit. It was weird, and it wasn't that big of a following, you know. It was like 30,000-40,000 people, but still, like, it drove me fucking crazy. As I got older, I was like, I don't want, like, it's so, like, talking, it's just cringy to me, man. Like, everyone is just overload. Like, we're looking into the lives of too many people, in my opinion.
I agree. So,
but skaters are killing it and doing cool shit. Like, that's an art. Like, they're getting noticed for their art, not just because of wanting to get noticed. And I think, you know, maybe I'm going off on a tangent here, but like, I think nowadays people just want that attention. They think like, oh, I'm special, and it's like, no one's special. We're all, like, some people do cool stuff, but like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I witnessed it today. Bam Margera came, he did what everybody else is doing here. Rioting, skating, like trying to perfect his skill and his art, like you said. So it's tough. Like, we're moving into a very isolated society because of the phones, right?
Yes,
so like,
dude.
it's feeding the inner like greed and egos of people.
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah,
I think it's bad.
Yes.
And like, I mean, maybe you go to a YouTube convention with a bunch of YouTubers and they'd be like, "What are you talking about?" And it's just like, I don't know, man.
I've never been to a YouTube convention, so like this, like, I love to adventure, just like you. I haven't traveled as far as you, right? But like, and I come from motorcycles, so like everywhere I went, it was a welcoming community because of the bike, right? And I wanted to film that, and I want to, and I started my profession because I wanted to make a living going on an adventure, right? And like showing people.
And you made it happen.
I did.
There's a million kids on Instagram that are like, I want to do that, and that's where we're at now.
Yes.
And like, I'll get asked like, how do you do it? And it's like, I mean, you got to put in work, but it's also like really hard to make like, it's not just like,
yeah, you don't flip. I mean, I still struggle. There are things.
Oh, for sure. It's a constant hustle.
Yeah, and like, you're always learning something new and how to adapt and how to grow.
Yeah.
And it's an A or B type personality, right? You're gonna have people that want to grow and want to have a healthy life, and then you're gonna have people that sit and stew and just hate. You know what I mean? Like, I've had more people tell me I should go get a normal job, or like go like, and I've worked in our city capital, I've worked in our state capital. Like, I was proud when I was young. I had 2 jobs, I ran businesses, I managed event venues, and then I learned through experience and growing up, everybody's just kind of shitty, you know what I mean? In their own little way. Everybody's great, but like, in the political aspect, everybody's kind of chasing a weird kind of thing.
Politicians are weird.
Yes,
bro.
yes. And like, the first day I was in City Hall, I was proud. I was like, I'm going to have an office at City Hall. This is going to be great. Yeah. And then I realized that's not how it is, you know? Like, I was like...
the grass is always greener with everything, and nothing is as it appears.
Right. Amen. And you have to get out and do just what you're doing, and going out and experience life.
But it comes at a cost too. Like, I don't own a house.
Yes. Yeah.
It's been an insane life, and I've gotten to see and do so much. But it's like, it takes, you know, it's, again, the grass is always greener. Like, constantly traveling, that's not really appealing in the sense of relationships. You're away from your friends often. I mean, I guess I'm lucky enough to have kind of like buddies all over the world to meet up with, but it's like, you know, it is a cool lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of people, especially during COVID, maybe they saw that whole van life trend and they were like, that's amazing. And so many people tried that and realized, like, this lifestyle of being nomadic and being gone all the time is not for the faint of heart.
It's a grind.
But it's not just a grind. It's like uncomfortable for most people. Like they're gone for a week and they're like, oh, I'm exhausted. I want to go home. Like I have a couple buddies who've been on the road forever. I have one buddy who films extreme sports like full time, and he's been on the road for 10 years, living in like rigs.
Crazy.
And again, that's just a very different type of lifestyle.
Yes.
Like most people need that downtime to be home, to have your like close community. And again, some of us have garnered these communities through travel, and like where you go, you have people to hang out with, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
But again, like not everyone is that social.
No.
It's very isolating being on the road, being in airplanes, hotels.
Yes.
Dude, it burns you out. Like
I can imagine.
yeah. Well, I mean, you probably travel through your
Yes.
work, like you get it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've driven straight down to Miami in a day and a half to be
Yeah.
down there and hang out and then come back up and stop. And it's,
dude,
you
it's-
know, and going through airports with equipment or getting on boats and like
Yeah.
trying to tell clients you can bring stuff and then they take stuff at customs and
Yeah, dude.
I get it. But like,
I think they
feel
stole
like,
my tripod in Africa a few weeks ago, which made no sense.
why?
And a carabiner. I don't know. It went through check and it wasn't on there anymore.
That's
I
annoying.
could have fallen off, but it was the carabiner was gone too, and I was like, that's weird.
Right.
Who knows?
They were like, I like this. I like shiny things too.
I mean, there was more expensive things than that in there, but maybe
Yeah.
they were like, oh, we get away. I don't know. It was just interesting. Like
You might get away with some things. You know what I mean?
You never know.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, like, where is your favorite place in the entire world?
Damn, dude. Probably Southeast Asia,
Southeast Asia.
which is a big area.
Yeah.
Well, like you like motorcycles, man. Like riding motorcycles out in Vietnam. Sheesh. There's some stuff out there that'll rock your world.
Just beautiful views everywhere.
Oh, insane, dude.
Okay,
There's, you know, yeah, northern Vietnam, special. But yeah, I mean, Philippines, Thailand, all that is just like, I enjoy going places that you feel like it's just the polar opposite.
Okay.
So like you get out there and it's just a culture, it's just crazy.
It's culture shock.
It's insanity, dude.
Now, how do they treat you as a foreigner there in their land?
You know, a traveling white boy, you're definitely a target for people trying to sell you shit, and that's in most places.
Okay,
They
so
think-
the biggest worry
any
is being
foreigner.
sold stuff, not thieves or...
Oh, it just depends. I mean, dude, there's plenty of countries we could talk about. You know, it's
Right.
especially traveling with camera gear. Like maybe about 4 or 5 years ago now, I was with some buddies of mine, and we were in a very, very remote part of Mexico that is way less traveled. Like, our buddy thankfully spoke fluent Spanish, but
Okay.
no one spoke a lick of English. I didn't see another gringo for 11 days, which was awesome. It was the best ever. It was so cool. Because, like,
And no cartel.
well, so we had this scary. Okay, we'd been hanging out in an area for like 3 days because it was so freaking beautiful.
Okay.
But all of us had nice cameras, and all of us I think 3 out of 4 of us had decent social media followings, and we were like making the rule. Like, there's a lot of rules where it's like, if you're traveling in a dangerous place, don't post until you're gone from that area that you're there, because you could be a target. Like, someone could see, and I think like after 2 days we got a little lazy about it, and we were still hanging out in the same areas, and we were posting stuff. But at that time, like, the whole town had kind of known, like, oh, all these guys with cameras are here, like, doing
Okay.
stuff. So we were definitely the talk of the town. But dude, this one night, hey, there's your motorcycle buddy. Oh shit.
So
He's
loud.
coming. Yeah, I don't know if we can do this interview.
He should park.
Imagine if he just started hitting a ramp.
Did you see that video?
No.
The one of like a 3-wheeler like that just dropped into like a
Oh,
bowl
I
hill,
did,
and
yeah,
he like
and
ate,
spins out.
Yeah. That was bad.
Like, so dumb. Just trying to get attention.
Yeah. Those are a lot like those bikes. We have those issues with the 3-wheel bikes in the city. Like
Yeah.
they do. There's not. It's not like a bike. It's not 2 wheels. Like you're spinning and sliding in traffic at the size of a car.
It's like
you know
one of
what I
those
mean?
electric trikes. Yeah, I mean, they ban 3-wheelers in a lot of places. Like
Yeah.
Arizona, you definitely can't ride them.
So it's different. This one has the 2 wheels in the front and the 1 in the back.
right,
So
right,
it's a little less dangerous. But what I'm saying is dangerous for everybody else because they like power slide and then like you have other dirt bikes like wheeling next to them. It's like, you know.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. It adds definitely a level of fuck me, man.
Yeah. Nice, dude.
It's cool. That guy's got like a, I don't know.
Oh, the back of his van, or
He's got an air conditioner. I don't know what
air conditioner that guy has. That's
Yeah.
the one.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
dude.
interviewing. Thank you for stopping in our city on your layover.
Yeah, man. I had to get like, I started looking up like really good Philly cheesesteaks, and I found one right by like where I got out
Okay.
off the train from the plane. I was like, oh, it's so good.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. It's the
I
Philly
know that's
experience.
a cliche thing to fucking say, but
Nah,
you know,
I mean, I probably have one once a week. You know,
fair.
it's a Philly thing. But
I'd be a chubby bastard if I was eating those all the time.
well, so like there are other, like if you live here, I doubt I went to anywhere you went. Like
You're like, we don't tell you freaking tourists about our dope spots.
So I think the best Philly cheesesteak isn't even in Philly. It's in Bucks County. Like I think
I believe you, but I don't even know where that is.
I think it's a very common accepted thing. It's all about the roll. So like there are places,
fresh bread.
Yeah, there are places in Bucks County that actually make their own rolls because they're like bakeries.
Oh.
So like when they make their own roll and a buffalo chicken cheesesteak or a cheesesteak, it's like on point.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
That's so
Yeah.
so good, man.
If you fly anymore in Philly, I would suggest Graffiti Pier is dope to check out.
Oh, cool.
That's like Beach Street and Richmond Avenue.
Okay.
They're like, it's like kind of
right
like
down.
this. It's a giant trussel with graffiti everywhere, like
Sick.
everywhere, covered everywhere. That's like the most popular graffiti on the East Coast. And then
Oh wow, the East Coast. Well,
Yeah.
I like seeing. I mean, this place is beautiful as far as graffiti and art, but like seeing people rip up the wall, it's just it's impressive skating. Like you said, Bam was here. That dude back in the day, yeah, you see footage of him doing crazy shit that people probably still aren't doing now.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like he grew an entire generation. You know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I mean?
totally.
Like.
No, that dude's the original big reason why everyone films and has the ADD quick cuts now. Like that was all those guys. I know how that works.
Could you imagine setting a standard in not only a sport,
Crazy.
but like an editing standard of
Yeah,
how to
dude.
film that sport?
Yeah, no, I asked him about it once and about editing, and he just said he was like in the longest editing holes. Like I can't do that anymore. Like I can't sit still. I'm too go. Like I'm thankfully kind of at the point in my film career where I can like film stuff and give it to the editors.
Yeah.
Like, I know how to edit, and I do from time to time, but it's cool to not have to take, because you get sucked in a, all of a sudden I'll be wearing glasses like that and being
yeah. I got ADD, so it takes
same,
me
dude.
a while to do the editing.
It's bad.
Yeah, and then like my editor, I don't understand. I'll give him a timeline, and I'm like, "How long did it take you?" And he's like, "Well, it was 2-hour timeline. It took me 2 hours." And I'm like, "That would have taken me 18 hours, bro."
No, it's a different breed, and then you have a good editor in the film world, stick with them, because that's a it's a good thing
tough.
to come by. Yeah.
You guys should grow up to be editors. We need a lot more of you.
Well, to be honest, like I like working with. I mean, I've been freelance basically the whole. I worked for one ski film company, but freelance the rest of it.
Okay.
For big clients and stuff. But it's nice. I think it's fair in this film world to have a team of people where you carry the editing load. Like sometimes you have to sit out on a trip and sit home and edit while they go out. And as long as it's all fair, I'm down with that. But like I can never just be like just the editor. If someone wants to be that and is like, oh, I'm scared of flying, I don't like traveling. Sure thing, dude. Fucking be my guest.
Our editor's still in school. He goes to school for editing. So like I try and like influence him into like exactly how my editing style was and how like I built the company on, and like just try and grow him. And he doesn't have any desire to work a camera or be out in the field. He just wants to edit. So I'm like, yes,
dude,
winner,
some people
winner.
get anxiety from being in public and like they want to be reclusive. Yeah. Not saying it's reclusive,
no, I
but
get it.
hey, sometimes that works out well. Like someone's really good at a computer and they're just,
And we all have our own talents, you know what I mean? Like I can ride 2 wheels this way, but when you put them this way and add another set, like on a skateboard, oh man, it's like I've never done any sport before ever. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Well, thank you very
man.
much.
Nice to meet you.
I appreciate
Cool
you. So we're out here at FDR Park with Olivia. What brings you out here?
I originally came out here because me and my boyfriend are actually in the process of trying to get him to learn how to skate better. Because he stopped skating for a couple years, and he finally decided to start again because he wanted to get better at it because it's his biggest hobby, and some stuff happened in the past, so he couldn't do it in the past. So when he started again, we started looking for good skate parks. We tried Ocean City and Sea Isle View, and it was just, those skate parks are not the biggest, and there's not a lot of stuff to do. So we started looking around, and he knew about FDR for a while, but he didn't know if he was ready for it. And yesterday was actually the first time we came here, and he was doing really well. He was able to drop down from the one ramp back there.
Okay.
And he did really well. So it's kind of what made us come out here today. I wasn't expecting Bam to be here at all, but I am very happy we came.
That's cool. That's cool. So, like, you've traveled far and wide just to skate. Are you
Yes.
local to Philadelphia?
No, we actually live in Linwood, New Jersey.
Okay, so quite the hike.
Yes, we drove about, I think, an hour and 30 minutes here.
You picked the perfect day.
Yes, it
Very
was nice
great
out.
day.
It's been so hot that lately, so we haven't
Yes.
been skating, and the last 2 days have felt amazing. So
Yeah.
we came out today. I was like, we got to, because you'll be able to skate without dying so much.
And this is like one of the only skate parks with shade. Like the
Yes.
rest of them are like in direct sunlight, like very
Yes.
concrete.
That's what I noticed yesterday when I came, because it was my first time being here, and I was like, I love the fact that it's very shady. The concrete around it makes it really cool here.
Right.
And you're not so hot here because of all the wind and the traffic. So
Right.
it's super perfect here.
Well, Olivia, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
If you had to tell anybody about FDR and suggest it, would you?
Yes, I would, because this is one of the best this is hand built by a lot of different skaters that actually did a really good job. Plus they added stuff in here that a lot of skaters need, that a lot of people that make the way I see it, government built skate parks don't have. And this has a lot of different turns and a lot of different ramps and just cool stuff here, like that anyone could just come and vibe with, because there's a lot of cool people that come here, so I would.
Yeah, I've never seen an inverted bowl at
No,
like a government skate
never.
park. Like you can do a through 360.
Yes, because usually they're just like this, and that's like that, and it's insane to me. I love the details in this park that people put. So I would most definitely make some more people come out here because it's cool.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you very much, guys. Stay cool. What's up, everybody? Dan here. As you see right behind me, I'm at a local skate spot, FDR Park. If some of you know, then I don't have to explain it. But for the others that don't know, this is an awesome spot. There are many skate parks all around the city, but this one is hidden under 95. And the reason that is because back when this started, you weren't allowed to skate anywhere. It was kind of like throwing shoes at people. People would get offended, right? So skaters came here under this just kind of dilapidated bridge of 95 and started building their very own skate park. That's what makes this place unique. Everything here wasn't built by the city of Philadelphia. It was hand built by the people that enjoy this activity and this sport. It's one of the things that make Philadelphia unique. Everyone here chips in to build the community that they want to see when they leave their house. So that's what we're doing just here. We want to invite you out to build with us. Build the community in Philadelphia, from skating to horseback riding to fire breathing to fire spinning, tightrope walking. Whatever it is that you do, we want you to come out and enjoy the people that you do it with. Let's go out and create a community again in Philadelphia. Let's have fun.